Tabletop CP. Today we return to Paderborn, late in the war, but this time for a game of Chain of Command. Alright, so anyone who watched our game last week, the bolt action game, may recognize this board as it's the same exact board. But one thing we like to do from time to time is play the two World War II rule sets that we play, bolt action and chain of command, on the same board. And we try to use similar missions, so that's what we're going to do tonight. Along with using a similar mission from last week's game, we're going to be using similar forces, Americans and Germans. And that's where the similarity ends, is the composition of these platoons is going to be far different than it was last week, as there is no core platoon to build off of in bolt action like there is in chain of command. Last week's mission during the bolt action game on this table was a modified version of the breakout mission from the Outskirts supplement. And in that one, the Americans were trying to get from their table edge here off of the German table edge over there. That was the objective. Tonight, we're going to be playing the Blitzkrieg mission from the Blitzkrieg 1940 Chain of Command Handbook. And it is a very similar mission in that the Americans will again start here, and they will have to get off the German table edge over there. One big difference between the Blitzkrieg mission and the probe mission, which is a similar objective, is that in the Blitzkrieg mission, the attacking Americans will actually have to get 2 units off of that board edge. So the Americans will start with their patrol markers, 3 or 4. Okay, yeah, it is 3 patrol markers for the attackers. So the Americans will start with 3 patrol markers along their baseline. They'll get up to 4 free moves depending on the D6 roll before the patrol phase. The Germans, meanwhile, will be deploying with 4 patrol markers 2 feet from their baseline. Once the patrol phase is complete, both sides will place 3 jump-off points. So while the Americans have to get 2 units off the German board edge to claim victory, the Germans can also win, and they can do that by playing 2 full chain of command dice. If they do that, all their reinforcements arrive, and they put a stop to this push by the Americans. We have played Blitzkrieg in the past, and we played it wrong every time. In the book, it says the defender has to play 2 chain of command dice to call up their support. And when we see support, we think support, the actual support units that are part of the platoon for this mission. So we've been doing it that way, and it's been wrong. You know, I've asked multiple people, and everyone's agreed. Yeah, it's been clarified by Rich, and it is 2 full chain of command dice to end the game for the defenders. The attackers, however, can reduce the number of chain of command points the defenders have by playing one of their own chain of command dice. So if the American player plays a full chain of command dice, he can reduce the German total by 3. And before I forget, we showed ourselves on the camera last week, and I got a couple mentions why didn't we show the dog, so I'm going to show him right now. Just a picture. This is him, this is Finn. He's the Nerd Cave mascot. He wanted me to get a picture of him from the best possible angle, and I thought this was a nice shot of him, looking very noble indeed. So that's Finn. So next we'll look at the terrain. So this is the same exact board we used last week. And terrain's similar in these 2 games. In bolt action, these would be dense terrain. In this game, there will be a 4-inch visibility. These are all woods, and they're going to provide soft cover. These here are going to provide hard cover. We'll say if there's troops kind of milling around over the bridge, we'll give them soft cover if you're shooting over the bridge. All the buildings in this one are going to be soft cover. The barn, the hut, the outbuildings here. And other than that, we have some hills. They might be kind of difficult to see just with the lighting I have, but they are here. And the hills are going to be played, they block line of sight from infantry to infantry looking across. And then these are going to be soft cover as well, this fence here. And that's pretty much it. The mat reason tonight is the Frozen Track mat by Geek Villain. I like this one because it's got some green mixed in with the snow, so it's either an early winter or a early spring, early winter, or whatever the hell I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? There's snow and there's grass showing. I should also mention that if you're on a hill, you can shoot over units. So there's a hill here. So if we had a unit here, there was a hill unit up here, they could shoot over the unit. I think we've been saying that they can do that as long as the target was further away from them than
their own guys, I want to say. Something like that. I don't know, I'm confused all of a sudden. I'm having a hard time, but yeah, you can shoot over your guys. You just can't be, they can't be closer to the enemy than they are to the firing unit. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So now that that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the forces. We begin with the defending German force. So this is late in the war. This is going to be a Volksgrenadier platoon. So I pulled this out of the Bloody Bucket campaign. This is the assault platoon. They are green. So green troops, they have a -2 on their force morale roll. They're easier to hit, so close range you're hitting on 3 pluses, and at long range you're hitting on 4 pluses instead of 5s and 6s. They can only deploy 4 inches from a jump off point instead of 6, and their force rating is -5. Now that has been run through the COC calculator. In Bloody Bucket book itself, they are -1, I believe, or a 0, but that is tailored specifically for that campaign, not for a general pickup game. Tonight we're going to have an all-patron game, so every leader in the game tonight is going to be one of our patrons. And I've tried my best to find the most German-sounding guys that I have for the German platoon. So we'll go ahead and start. So we have one senior leader commanding this platoon, and that is Unterfeldwebel Kapke. He's the leader here tonight, the senior leader. And with him, he has 3 guys. So I don't know if they're termed as a team. I don't think they were. I think it just says he has 3 men with him. And they all have rifle grenades, and each has a Panzerfaust. Now these guys, I think he can do whatever he wants with them. He can farm them out to the squads. Maybe he can form them into a team and they can ambush. I think it's really just up to the commander how he wants to use these guys. I guess he could even leave them with him. I'm not sure how that would work. I guess he would have to order the team to move and he would move with them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the game. But in my head, they're more going to be farmed out to maybe beef up this squad or maybe used as some kind of an ambush unit. Now we'll take a quick look at the platoon itself. Before I do that, I should mention that I did color I spray painted my base rings various shades of military looking subdued colors. I did that. I do like the idea of the base rings. Some of the colors are a little obnoxious to look at. The reason that we use them is it's easier for people watching to pick out where the leaders are. I think Chain of Command is a game where that is more important than other games. Like, we don't use them in sharp practice, but in this particular game, I think it is important to do. And they definitely stood out, maybe a little bit too much. So now they're going to be more subdued. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works. I think it'll be fine. Anyway, so this is the Sturm platoon. 5 command dice. It's got 2 Sturm or assault squads. Each of these are single team squads of 7 men with assault rifles, and an NCO with an assault rifle, and then 2 Panzerfausts. And the assault rifles, their stats are within 18 inches. They get 3 shots. This is all according to the chart I have on my quick reference sheet. And then 1 shot above or over 18. So they got a lot of shooting. One of these squads can pump out a hell of a lot of shots within 18 inches. Those 2 of those. The first one here with the green base. This is Obergefreiter Lankowski, command of Assault Squad 1. Command of Assault Squad 2. With the black base, we have Obergefreiter Lars Scheiving. And then the last squad in this platoon is the LMG squad, and it has a Obergefreiter in charge. This is an Obergefreiter Sander Tyson, armed with MP40. And there's 2 MG42 teams. So it's written, it's a MG42 with gunner and then 2 crew, which to me means 3 guys. So there's a 3-man here, and then there's another one that has that with an extra rifleman. And then the squad leader has 2 Panzerfaust that he can hand out. So each squad's going to have, or each team will have a Panzerfaust as well. And I think that'll do it for the German platoon. Over here we have the attacking American platoon. So this is the rifle platoon from the Bloody Bucket campaign. And looking at the updated force ratings, it's a force rating of 0. So there'll be a 5 support point difference between these platoons going to the Panzergrenadier platoon. And this is your standard rifle platoon. So you got 2 senior leaders. So in charge of this platoon, we have Lieutenant Simon Anderson here on the radio. And then next to him, we have our newest top level patron. His name is Olivier Decalone. We'll just call him Olivier. He's Platoon Sergeant Olivier there, SMG. And we got 3 rifle squads. Each is an 8-man rifle team, a BAR team with a BAR and 2 rifles. They are modeled right now with an extra rifle per BAR team, as that is an option for 1 support point, plus I didn't have enough rifles. So if the American player decides to spend the support point, they'll be modeled correctly. If not, they'll just be proxied as 1 BAR and 2 rifles. And then there's a bazooka team. Embarrassingly, I don't have a winter bazooka yet. I did not know that. So I wound up using a jump off point, these 2 guys. And I took a bazooka off one of my summer American jump off points and put it there. So they're going to be standing in as the bazooka team tonight. And let's talk about our leaders. So our first leader here in green is going to be Corporal Kevin Green, in charge of first squad. Second squad with the black base will be Corporal Nathan Tudor. And then third squad will be commanded by Corporal Justin Foster. So these are all patrons as well. Each commanding a squad. We'll see what happens. We got a lot of patrons. Someone might die. There's a good chance that someone will. Other than that, yeah, that's it. That's the platoon. That's everything else. That's the dog. And we're ready to begin the patrol phase. So we finished the patrol phase. Force morale wise, they're both at 8. Andre was at a 9, he rolled a 4 and a -2 for being green. And then Robert just rolled an 8 naturally. And then he wound up with a jump off point right here in the piggery. Another American jump off point behind the hill. Another one behind that fence. And Andre's pushed all the way up here. He's on this hill with the woods. It's right there behind the bridge, and he's got another one there in the woods behind that hard cover, right near the bridge. So all his stuff is right in this area. Force morale wise, Robert rolled a 6, +6 for the scenario, so he got 12. Andre got half of that, +5 for the force rating difference. So 12 versus 11. So fairly even, and we'll do the pick the support and do the plans.
German plans. Here we are, and what are we going to do? Well, obviously as defender, it's just going to be a lot about reacting. I tried to set up fairly well up the board with my jump off points, mostly to deny all of that hard cover in the center of the board. So it's not so much that I wanted the hard cover as I really wanted to deny Robert the opportunity. This far side of the board is kind of looking open, and he kind of telegraphed his jump off points to this side of the board, which I kind of think he might try and make his push across that open ground there using a bunch of HE and maybe some machine guns, maybe a barrage, probably could be a pregame barrage in there also. So I'm going to have to try and come out early just to test that. I do have 2 minefields, 2 senior leaders.
No, 1 senior leader.
1 senior leader.
Well, you bought an extra senior
Okay. I've got 2 senior leaders.
leader. Assuming you're going over your support right now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I've got 2 senior leaders. I purchased an additional one. I've got a Panzer Shrek
Additional
team.
senior leader is Nils Vesterman.
Hello, Nils. And
Flamethrower team.
flamethrower team. Yeah, that was the other
And the
bit.
Panther
And
Shrek team.
got that. And then 2 entrenchments for these 2 groups. I've still got quite a bit of hard cover in the center of the board, so somebody's going to have to just use available terrain. But 2 of my teams will be able to pop out where they like. So,
And we should probably put your minefields out now.
yeah. So that's what I got.
All right, so Robert's here to do his plan. He's bought his support is what?
I have bought the M16 quad gun motor carriage only because I couldn't buy an M15. The M8 Scott, and then extra bar for all 3 squads.
Cool.
Using the 1-point rule in the bloody bucket. So obviously Andre has bought some minefields.
Yep. He's
Which-
shut down both edges.
Which is fine because it actually protects my jump off point in the piggery from a rapid assault. Basically, I gotta get 2 units off the board, and we're just gonna push hard and fast, straight down the middle, set up a good base of fire, probably in the creek bed, or probably bring the M16 into the creek bed, where it'll be protected from any tanks that come in over there. Though with the 2 minefields, I'm not terribly worried about a tiger. And then basically I've just got, this is going to be his main defense position. I'm going to blow it up and roll down the road.
So just win through overwhelming firepower, pretty much.
Well, I'm an American.
Okay. I never did mention, I should, now that you mentioned the creek, I'm glad you did, because in the terrain portion of this video I never mentioned it, but it's soft cover if you're in here, and obscured, partially obscured if you're a vehicle in here, and you can't run across it. You can run down it, you just can't run across unless you're on the bridge. So that's it. That's Robert's plan. Just move forward and hope something pops out and obliterate it with fire. So
Well, if nothing pops out, we'll just keep moving down. Moving this way.
Something will pop up eventually, as long as Andre remembers the objectives. So that's
Well,
it.
he might just sit back and roll up chain of command dice. You never know.
He might. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so Robert, you're going to have the first phase of the game.
Okay.
Here we go, America. Double
phase.
2 4s and a 2. Next phase, he's not doing anything. Another double,
Double phase, but much better activations this time.
2, 3, 4. Simon Anderson, Lieutenant, Platoon Leader Simon Anderson's come in here with 1 squad to put them on Overwatch. And then the meat chopper has come in on the road on Overwatch. And that is it. So we're going to cut off the double phases at 2. So your phase,
Well, that
Andre.
was 1 double phase.
No, I rolled a second double phase.
Yeah. So are we saying you only get 1 double phase?
No, you get 2. He rolled 1 and then he rolled another. That would
Yeah,
have
but
been,
he hasn't taken that turn.
yeah, he
yet.
has. He skipped his first one. He didn't bring
yeah,
it
I
again.
rolled 2 4s and a 2.
So that's just 1 double phase.
That's 2. 2 phases.
2 phases.
2 phases. So 1 double phase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter that he rolled the second double phase.
You know.
Okay. All right. I tried, Robert. I tried.
Quit cheating, Andre. All right.
Oh, wow. Yay.
2,
Not a
2,
single
4,
5.
No 5s. He's going to pass. Hey, another double phase.
Okay.
2 4s and a 2. Isn't that what you rolled the very first phase? of
Yes,
the
it
game?
was.
All that happened was Anderson has told Kevin Green's squad to run. They didn't get a very good run. They only got to here, and then he used his last 2 commands to pull the shock. He also brought another section over here. What is that?
That's Sergeant Tudor's
Tudor squad.
squad.
Okay.
Hey, I got 2.
Fives. 1, 3, 4.
1 3 4. Hey, that's not bad at all.
3. The M8 Scott has come in on Overwatch. So light howitzer HE6. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Anderson has ordered this squad to move up. They advanced into the creek. He went with them, and he ordered the Tudor squad here to go on Overwatch.
At least the rifle team.
The rifle team covering down that way, and that's it.
And you got 2
2 chain of command points.
2 chain of command points, and I got.
There we go. So next phase. 1, 2, 2, 2.
It's going to be another one of these nights. Okay.
You can
But well, with
Andre has, he's going to not do anything.
I'm just going to sit back and roll 5s.
One last
The
phase.
strategy, right?
Collect 5s.
2
Okay, there's another
3s.
5.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3s, and another 1 and a 5. Okay, Scott has moved up the hill, ran up there. Nice, gently sloping hill. Meanwhile, this squad got put on Overwatch by the lieutenant,
Lieutenant Anderson.
and then this squad with the BAR team from this squad has moved itself up with a 1.
Actually, no, it was the squad leader who put him on, not
Okay.
Lieutenant Anderson.
All right.
Kevin Green.
Corporal Green, put him on. Hey, yeah, they got a 5.
And a
And
double phase.
And a 3 and a 1.
3 and a 1. Could be
Lots
interesting.
of targets out there. Who's going to pass? Save his. Hey, another 5.
And a double phase.
So that's it then. So what is that? 4 phases now? You got 2 5s. No 5s there.
Nope,
3
but
2s and a 1.
that's all I need.
Anderson has had this squad move tactically in through the riverbed. And then the Scot has gone on to Overwatch, and that's it. Definitely a big push here on your left flank, Andre.
It is looking that
Hey,
way.
a 5.
Whew.
And then 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. Andre's going to pass. He was tempted. Another double phase. Good lord.
Of course.
There's more double phases than non-double phases so far in this
This is
game.
true.
Kevin Green's BAR team has moved up with the 1, tactically to the edge of the ravine. And then the meat chopper moved flat out down the road 16 inches. 1 2 1 4. The meat chopper has gone back on Overwatch. And then Lieutenant Anderson has ordered Kevin Green's squad to move up tactically, and there they are now in hard cover in the ravine. No double phase. Andre's phase. Double phase. Come on, Andre.
Fives.
Hey, you got another 5.
You got a 5.
One at a time. Well,
2,
I
3,
guess
4.
one at a time is all you can really expect.
Are you gonna pass again?
I don't know.
Andre's passing again. This has got to be the last time. No double phase.
No double
What?
phase.
And no 5s.
No
Again.
5s.
2 3s, a 1, and a 2. The over here, the Lieutenant Anderson has ordered this squad to run, and they've got to that jump off point. Meanwhile, the last squad here, Justin Foster, has come in there on Overwatch from that jump off point, and that's it. He's not going to do anything with the 2. All right, Andre, you can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there we go. Double
phase.
phase. 1
And
1
stuff.
2. That's not bad. Not
That's-
bad. Andre's finally made a move here. He's brought his flamethrower team in his own entrenchment. He's brought, who is this here? This is the green base. That is Lankowski. So Lankowski's Sturm squad here with all the assault rifles has come in. Andre has a double phase. And we're going to do it. So what are you going to do first? The flamethrower? Everything's going into these guys.
Yeah. So
Flamer first.
does the flamer reduce cover?
Got ignores cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess I would shoot first and then flame second.
Okay, so it'll be 24 shots because you have 8 assault rifles within 18 inches.
Okay.
6 times 4.
8 times
8 times
3.
3. Same thing, 24.
Whichever.
2 times 12.
13
average.
hits. 13 hits.
So-
no cover, doubling shock.
No.
That's the
That's
Those
these
guys.
guys.
Oh man, I thought, here we go, flamethrower. No.
nope. So
Disregard. So 13 hits. All right, BAR team. Heavy cover. Oof.
one dead, 2 shock.
2 shock.
That's not good.
Okay. 1 dead and 2 shock. All right, so the rifle team.
And so I got 7 on the rifle team. They count as in there in soft cover.
Okay. Yep, because they're inside the,
Yep.
the creek here. So
1 dead,
2
2
shock.
shock. So this guy dies,
And
and
open?
yeah,
Check your
well,
leader?
yeah, that's what I'm checking.
Not open.
Nah, not the leader.
Well, there you have one.
They have 1, so
Oh.
they're at 3.
Okay.
So 3
I'm
shock
gonna
on the
fire my Overwatch.
Overwatch from the M8 Scott coming back at the Volksgrenadiers. So that's HE6, right?
HE6, but they're within 4, so I can catch them both.
Needing 4s.
You can't see them, so no, you can't.
Yeah, you can't hit the flamethrower team. Only if it was a leader. No.
Ouch.
Total whiff.
Wow.
I told you HE6 is nothing to fear there, Andre.
Hey, if you were going to guarantee me he was going to roll like that, I'd have been a
Can't
lot
guarantee
braver.
anything. Okay, so now the flamer.
So how many dice on that?
12 shots.
Flamethrower ignite.
That's not too bad.
It's not too great. It's
5.
Less than average.
6.
Ah, so just
It is average.
Perfect.
Okay. 3 and 3.
Yeah, 3 and 3 again.
Great.
So 3, and these are the ones that ignore cover and double shock.
Yeah. So the bar team,
No.
2 shock.
2 shock.
And the rifle team, 2 dead.
2 dead and 2 shock.
2 shock.
Wow.
Check your leader.
No. Great.
So you have 10 total shock.
Yep.
Oh, 9. 9 total
9 total shock.
Anderson and Green have been hit by the flamer. A bunch of assault rifles. They're at 9 shock with 9 guys, including Anderson. And Andre's got another phase.
And he can't activate the flamer unless he brings in his
You
leader.
can bring in a senior leader and activate him. And then he's got another 5, and then a 3 and 2 twos.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so Andre is going to. Who'd you bring in here? So we brought in Vesterman, his second senior leader, and he's going to order Lankowski's squad to fire again, but they're all now in hard cover. 4s. 8 hits on those out of 24.
Bar team,
Not bad, a dead and a shot.
shock. Great. And
Now your pins.
yeah.
It's a dead and 2 shock. Check your leader. See if it's Lieutenant.
No,
No, again.
but we're definitely pinned.
You're definitely pinned. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys.
Yeah.
This next flamethrower shot could break.
Break.
Flamethrower, 8 and 4s.
That
2.
kind of made up for it.
Yeah, you missed 2/3 of your shots last
So,
time.
but
Wow.
this one I got 8
Oh, damn.
out
Okay.
of 12.
I only
Alright,
got
So just the same number of hits.
Rifle team.
rifle team. 3 dead.
Probably going to be the leader this time.
Yeah.
And no shock.
No shock.
Not that that helps you at all. The AR team, 2 more
Gone.
dead. So 5.
Oh.
They're dead.
Yeah. And the leader is hit.
Uh,
Well, not, maybe if I won't roll a 6.
okay,
See,
he's
see which
hit.
leader it is?
No, the other one has to be dead.
Why?
Well, because I ran out of men.
No,
Yeah.
that's still
Okay,
this.
so it's a
So it's the senior leader,
Senior
it's
leader.
Anderson. So see
Yeah.
what happens to Anderson. He loses a command. We'll sort all this out here. So that team has broken. Well, they were a squad, now they're a team. There
Yeah.
are only 2 men left in the rifle team. And then the 2 senior leaders, Green and Anderson, and they broke.
Yep.
So as long as the turn doesn't end or Andre get a 6 and
Ooh,
end the
one
turn.
more, I can end the turn.
And probably end the game. And he dropped down to 5 force morale during all of that.
Yeah.
So
Crap.
1, 1, 2, 4. Anderson has detached. He pulled 1 shock. He is wounded.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to take his wound with him. And with his last command, he moved himself this direction just in case he doesn't want to have those guys end of turn run off the table.
So 3 hits.
Remember, you're hitting on +1 better, but still, yeah, no 3s.
Okay.
I think we forgot that last
I
time.
don't think
You
it
might
matters to HE, does it?
have.
Because HE always hits on 4.
I don't know.
So 3 hits.
I guess it wouldn't matter. Doesn't matter to vets. Why would it matter here?
So it's
All on this squad.
Yep.
I'll split it up on that squad.
Point of shock. Reduce cover.
Yeah.
And that's it. That was
Yep.
a 4 or 3. You got a 1 left, but nothing to do
Nothing
with
to do with it.
it. Okay, so that is it for the American phase.
Yep.
Down to 5 force morale. Anderson running for his life. Kevin Green trying to rally his boys.
Was that an invitation to grab your butt or what?
No, just saying.
Steve is here. Steve is going to be cameraman now.
Well, I'll
so, yeah. Well, everything goes to hell. I don't know why.
Woo!
3 times. A 3 and a 4. Andre is going to pull a shock, and then he is going to have these guys fire their assault rifles. So just 1 shot each over 18. They're going to see if they can make those guys break again.
Ping, 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 ping.
1 hit.
One hit. Damn green troops.
Nobody cares.
Not a damn thing. So that was a 3, or is that the 4 with
4.
Vesterman? Okay, so you got a 3 left.
Yeah.
That's all Andre's going to do.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So remember, Robert, when you get to 6, you can reduce him by 3.
Yeah.
You're well aware of that.
Oh yeah.
Meat Chopper is used his full move to get this way, and then the Scot is going to fire its cannon again at the Volksgrenadiers.
3.
3 hits, Andre.
3 hits.
1 dead and a shock.
Check your leader.
Nope.
Dead in the shock on the Volksgrenadiers, and that'll do it for the Americans. Alright, Andre, German phase. Oh boy, another 5. 2 3s, a 1 and a 2, which is damn good roll.
One hell of.
First thing Andre's going to do is with the 2, right? Just with the 2, Andre?
This is with the 2, yes.
So with the 2, he's going to have Lankowski's squad try to finish off Green's squad. 2 hits.
2 hits.
2 hits. In the open. 1 dead. Check and see if it's green.
No.
But they will break again.
Yep.
So that will be
Another
team breaks this time only.
3.
Probably nothing. No one cares if a team breaks.
But it gets them.
Yeah, team breaks -1 on a 3.
Okay.
Damn. He's
Yeah.
down to
4.
4.
And I'm going 15.
Ouch. So the 1, Andre has brought in his other support, a Panzerschreck team, right out in the open. And he is going to fire at the Meat Chopper, needing a 6.
Boom!
Oh,
I
man,
think
you
I
almost
got it.
You almost got the you almost got the
need it.
weak spot. Andre is going to roll his 13 AP. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, only 4. Not great, but the armor on a half track is only like 2, maybe 3 if he's lucky. Half tracks. Oh damn, he got 2. So
Wow.
it's only 2 net hits out of all
Net.
that. He made it.
Wow.
That is a shit. Alright, roll D6, Andre.
2.
That was good, right?
2 net hits, 2 shock, gunner kill. 2 phases to change. That's it for Andre. Robert's about to pull back, but we're gonna let him.
Okay, I
talk
got a
him
chain
into
of command
staying.
dice. I'll drop 3 of his pips.
So Andre's down to 1 full chain of command dice now, and then he's got 2 2s and a 4. Squad has moved over 1d6, and they're going to fire, and they can just see this Panzerschreck team. So half effect shooting, re-rolling 1s, man. Don't forget. I don't know if you fired your squad, any squad yet, have you?
No.
You haven't had a chance yet.
I got a hit.
Okay, 1 hit, Andre, in the open on your Panzerschreck. Point of shock.
It's a shock.
Crap.
Point of shock.
Okay.
That was a what the hell was that?
I got
3?
it. That was the 4. I have 2 4s.
Oh, you brought Decologne in.
Yeah. Didn't have a choice.
So Olivier has come in here, and then he's the one that ordered them to move.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't get a 3. He's SOL
Yeah.
pretty much. So your go, Andre.
That's the story of the night.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. Rough one for the Americans. Well, 5.
Chugging along. 2, 2, 3. That's a.
Westerman has pulled 2 shock, 1 from the Panzerschreck, 1 from the assault squad, and he is going to have the Panzerschreck team fire at the Meat Chopper. He got it. Again, 13 against 3.
Yep.
Why don't you roll your 3 real quick while he's gathering all his dice. Got 1. So you gotta beat, you gotta get 4.
beat 1, huh?
That's all you gotta do is get, 2 more shock and he's toast.
Yeah, he blew up.
Yeah,
Okay.
4, yeah.
Yeah, roll to see what
Yeah,
happens.
he's toast. See if it blows up. I think on a 5+. Oh yeah, it's toast. So you're gonna lose a junior leader and a support unit. So
Okay.
that's 2 bad things.
First one,
So
that's 2.
High is good.
No, high is bad.
yeah, it's bad.
That's
I'm
a.
pretty sure that's 4.
That's
Yeah,
a Steve thing.
I think
5,
that,
6s are always
I
good.
think that's game. Robert just got zeroed out on force morale. Yes, we're back. It was a rough night for Robert and the Americans. They just got force morale out to 0, essentially by 1 squad getting broken twice, and then a vehicle getting blown up and losing a junior leader. He went from, well, you only started at 8 too, which is never a good starting point. So yeah, it was a rough game. Andre was a little, what should I say? You were frustrated maybe at the beginning because you kept wanting to do something, but I kept talking you out of it.
Well, that and I wasn't rolling any fives,
Weren't
and
hitting
it
any
was
fives.
like, okay, we're not moving real fast here, but the whole point of Robert's on a clock here, and
Yeah.
I'm not advancing the clock, so that was kind of rough. Yeah, they're just Robert was coming in with a lot of Overwatch and keeping things positioned like you do, and
Yeah, and he had to, and like you said, he was on the clock, so he had to move it. Last game, he spent a long time when he won that game, attacking, but that was different because
well,
it was setting up
two games ago. But
two
yeah.
games ago, yeah. But it was a lot different because he had a lot more time to set everything up, move everyone around, and exactly. But this one, I like this mission because it forces the attacker to move up fast.
Well,
Yeah.
and the problem is just the American rifle squads have no firepower,
Oh, they're horrible.
and you can't afford my weapons platoon, where the 30 cals and the 60 millimeter mortars are so expensive. Unless you've got lots of support points, you can't take them.
You mean the armored rifle platoon?
No, I mean the company commander is sitting back there with a full mortar battery of
Oh.
60s and at least two 30 cals, and they're priced so high.
Unless you're bringing the armored rifle platoon, then you get
Yeah,
it for
then
free.
you get them for free.
Sadly, I don't have enough stuff to do a winter armored rifle platoon, or he would have brought that. It is way better than the rifle platoon, but yeah,
It
is
just
a-
it's and
they don't
it's-
have a lot of firepower, but they do have the reroll ones. But the only time you ever shot
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
was this one squad.
Yeah.
You never even got to use that reroll ones, and we remembered it, or I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So that's something.
No, and I was honestly concerned when that central jump-off point was going down, because
I
I
wasn't.
really didn't want to get. I honestly thought I was going to defend that to the end of my force morale.
This one,
Because there's so much hard cover in there, and
yeah, that meat chopper.
and it's like, man, what a beautiful position, for these guys coming down the creek. But that meat chopper
Why?
It's like 12, 16 HE or some damn thing. It's a lot,
I mean,
and it
but
reduces
you've
cover
got
'cause
you've
it's
got
50 cal.
you've got beautiful positions further back that I got to cross open ground.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was. So, well, what was your plan, Andre? Do you remember what your plan was?
see what Robert did and try and stop him.
Make him come down the middle.
Um,
So I'm surprised Robert didn't bring it, because he always brings a mine clearing team when he's attacking. I was surprised he didn't bring one.
yeah,
I
mean,
mean the
Enough
I
points
mean,
for
the
it.
points. Yeah, is
Yeah.
that I needed vehicles and firepower,
Yeah,
and firepower is expensive, despite the
Right.
fact that I'm an American.
right.
It's
Should be cheap.
it should be cheap, and what I should have done is just brought mortars, because
we were talking about that. I think it was off camera that there's a good chance you were going to bring the barrage, and I was honestly looking at
I
it.
thought
So for 4
Yeah.
points, it's like, man, that would put a real hurt on something.
yeah.
So no, I was seriously considering it too, but
And it's-
I really try to avoid it in a semi-friendly game because it is so nasty, especially when you're defending. When you're attacking, a lot of times you need it just because you got to have something extra to, you can use it as smoke, you can use it as actual artillery, but it gives you something you can actually advance behind when somebody's got.
That may
A hilltop
that probably is
reinforced.
what I should have done is
barrage.
no smoke, just smoke that hill.
With what though? You don't have anything unless you bring the barrage. You don't have the 2-inch mortar. This thing should be able to fire smoke.
Yeah, it should have.
There is direct fire smoke, but that's one of those always argued about chain of command things. How would you work that? It's like, well, I don't know. I forgot what the consensus was, but
Yeah.
they did have Sherman's had smoke rounds.
You had a Willie Pete round, because that was your standard thing. If you ran into a German tank at the front, you smoked it and flanked it.
And that should be in the game.
Yeah.
But maybe it shouldn't last forever or the whole turn. Maybe it should be like D3 turns or something. I don't know. It'd be too good to just have direct fire smoke hitting, blocking every single thing that you want to block.
I mean, in real life that'd be great, but in a game maybe not.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, even I mean, that's one of my favorite things about the British is that 2-inch mortar, and just blocking off the HE and advancing up into position.
And then about that 2-inch mortar, Andre, I
Yeah.
had an idea, because I don't think it's fair that the British 2-inch mortar can have unlimited smoke rounds. Yet the 50 centimeter German mortar, if it rolls 2 1s on its 2 HE, it's out of ammo. It's like the HE rounds and the smoke rounds are like identical. They're the same size. So how come these guys can carry unlimited amount, but these guys are, you never know how much they have. So my suggestion was, when you roll a smoke for the 2-inch mortar, you roll a normal color dice to see where it lands, and then another off-color dice, and if both are 1s, out of smoke.
That's reasonable.
That would make it fair.
Well,
That would make
and
it
it's-
equal to the German mortar.
It's only a 1 in 36, and that is,
It just gives them a chance.
there's a chance that it's gonna, no, it's slim, but every few games it would happen.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. But anyway, yeah. So what was your plan, Robert? Do you remember what your plan was?
The plan was basically to push, because I really
Get
did
off
have
the
to
board.
push up. That minefield was an inconvenience, because honestly, I was going to push hard straight this way and clear that woods, which is why the Scot ended up over here. I had 2 teams moving up this way. But I just had to keep pushing, because
Yeah, that turn limit is
turn limit is,
kind of
and
an interesting game mechanic
Yeah.
for sure.
It makes it tough. I mean,
You got to move.
with unlimited time, an attacking force can usually pull it off just by
Well,
sitting
scouts.
back and
you build
We
up.
got
Pelting
Americans.
or-
Americans are the king of scouts.
yeah.
He could have just sent scouts out, and then forced you to pop out. That's the way. But then that takes time, because then you
Well,
gotta.
it takes time, but also
You're also losing force morale as
Yeah.
I pop the scouts, but it does force me to deploy out there. But
Yeah, and American scouts are really good. But in this game, I do like the 2 dice thing. I think that could almost be part of every single game, maybe a probe game.
what do you mean by the 2 dice thing?
The 2 chain of command dice. That makes the attacker
Oh.
actually do something.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
could just be a win condition for every game. Just have, if the defender plays 2 chain of command dice, he wins. The reinforcements arrive and game over. That would solve a lot of the, I'm just going to creep
Well-
up and send out scouts, and I'm going to get everything perfect
Well,
for 3
yeah,
hours, and then I'm going to make my move.
I'm flashing back. How many games, especially when we first started playing, did we both we started limiting it to 4 chain of command
We
dice?
had over
'cause,
4, yeah. We just couldn't think of what to do with them.
Yeah. So
But there is, with avoiding force morale and moving jump off points.
and as long as
Ambushing.
the attacker could burn 1 to burn 3 pips.
Yeah, that would still have to be part of the equation, of course.
I think that could be a decent clock because
It's a perfect clock, because a lot of games they drag on, man. I mean, the attackers just plod along, and that's fine. That's part of the game. That's part of it. You're getting into position. You're getting everything set up
but it
perfectly.
would
and then making
definitely
your move.
light a fire, set up a sense of urgency of, guys, you don't get to wait for the perfect roll to move out.
You
You're
gotta
going
do
to
it
have
now.
to move on an imperfect roll without all of the overwatch, and we're going to hope that they don't get a perfect roll and light us up.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Maybe we should try it. Next
the
time
other
we
one
do a
is-
game like this,
is,
we'll use that rule.
is American covering fire and moving, because that was the doctrine. You just hose something down as you're moving. Can you put covering fire
Marching
on
fire.
terrain? Yeah.
I don't see why you couldn't. I don't see why you couldn't move 1d6 and do covering fire as
Yeah.
Americans. So I think that's perfectly reasonable. That should be something we should be able to do. Because if you can shoot accurately moving 1d6, why would you have? Why would it be
Yeah.
harder to shoot inaccurately? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, Robert's plan was to push hard. He had no choice. I do like I do like this 2 dice ends the turn, 3 and an attacking dice reduces by 3. It's a good way to burn excess chain of command dice if you have them. It's a good way to speed up the attack. It's just I think it's a solid clock, like you called it, Andre. But anyway, as far as the rest of the game, I knew that I didn't say anything, but I knew that Robert was going to be in trouble when these guys got up here because they were too far. They were overextended. And Andre had this jump off point here, and I knew that Andre had a flamethrower. Robert didn't. But then when I saw these guys here, I'm like, oh man, he's probably going to drop at least 4 or 5 force morale because of this.
And,
and it did.
And what I didn't see it as that big of a deal because I was focused on what am I going to do about that meat chopper because it was just shutting me down.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to figure out how to get the Panzer Shrek out there and get a shot on it without getting
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
wasted.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I was surprised that went as well as it did.
No, I honestly I think I probably could have put them on this piece, but
Well, I also could have not gotten a double phase.
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. When you push out to your max extension point, if your opponent follows up with a double phase,
Yeah, you're in trouble.
you're always hosed. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah. There's a chance that you're going to be hosed if you don't get it, but if you do, it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a flamethrower and a Sturm squad with 24 shots.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
and
that's-
I didn't
crazy.
break them on the first Slavo. I mean,
Yeah.
and if they'd have been able to stay there, pull a bunch of shock, stay hunkered down.
If I could have rolled something
your-
other, but I also rolled lots of 5s and lots of 6s on my saves.
Yeah.
Every single round, you killed somebody,
That was one of those games.
and
Especially the flamer.
well, especially the bar team. Those things are so fragile.
Yeah, 3 guys.
A
I know.
3-guy
Yeah,
team.
3-man team is not very good.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that
know.
didn't last long.
No. I mean,
Yeah, the American Rifle Platoon is not very strong. It should be probably a lot lower force rating than 0, I think. Because really, it just doesn't have anything. What does it have? I mean,
a bazooka.
it's got a bazooka and a BAR.
Yeah, and me getting basically equal support to you, I thought it was a lousy trade-off at the beginning, having the green troops, because being able to be hit that easily, I thought, okay, the Americans with the move and fire, and that's why I brought.
It would matter more if you were attacking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be
But
That's
I
what we
honestly,
should do next time.
I was really worried about the amount of hard cover I was going to have, because it's like if I'm not in hard cover, I'm getting wasted.
But not if you don't ever get shot at.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
one way around it.
That should have been part of my strategy.
Don't get shot at, and it was. I mean, it didn't
Well-
say that the plan, but
Well, but
that's
also
how it worked
you
out.
could have, like this jump off point, you could have put it with 4 inches back, so you can still
That's what I
deploy.
would have done.
I should
And then you
have,
could have
yes.
deployed behind it. Yeah, putting
Yes.
it right there was a mistake because then you
Yeah.
can only go 4 inches, and then you're going to always be visible. So he was never able to deploy from this because with the 4-inch range, he was always in range of the meat chopper, so he couldn't use that one.
And
Well, and that's the other reason why I pushed up right here to close this down, because if I'm here, which was the other option, yes, I'm still somewhat supported, but you can just drop a Sturm squad right here and open up,
Yep, or a flamethrower.
or phone flare. Yeah.
But you didn't sound. It seems like we haven't used flamethrowers in so long. It seems like that was never. You never even considered that there might be one pop up.
Steve
Honestly,
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Just being smart ass.
Well,
Steve always wants a flamethrower.
I mean, I think it really does depend on where the flamethrowers were. People use flamethrowers very frequently. The way a platoon commander wouldn't have one. So,
Well, and I honestly didn't realize how good it was in this game.
yeah,
That's
it
amazing.
is.
I knew it
is-
was good,
It's
but I
OP.
didn't know
And
it
it's
was
only-
that good.
and it's 2 points.
Yeah.
I think it was
3.
3 points.
3
in this
points?
One, yeah.
Still,
Still
it could
ridiculous.
easily. If it
Yeah.
had 4 points, it would still be worth taking.
5 points. It's still 5.
It should probably be 5 points, but
Well, and especially when you look at stuff that is 5 points, like a Greyhound is 5 points.
That would have been pretty good in this game. Zip. Right
No,
off the board.
it would have.
it would have gotten popped.
Well, that
from
was
the-
something Andre could have
rear.
in that bloody bucket list.
Yeah.
The American or the Germans can take a captured Greyhound. That would have been pretty cool.
Well, and it's
and then the Americans hesitate when they see it, like
Yeah.
they have to roll to see if they
well,
recognize it.
and there's, for example, like the cavalry reconnaissance platoon. They did a lot of holding and security missions, but they're very hard to simulate in this. It's just the heavy belt-fed machine guns just don't have the firepower.
In this game,
Yeah.
not 10 shots. Not bad. The 50 cal is really good.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah. So it was a pretty good game. I kind of saw the writing on the wall when I saw these guys out here by themselves, because it kind of breaks the first rule of chain of command. But he did have a lot of covering fire. He just missed this one spot.
Well, no.
You did have a good. I mean, you had them,
Yeah.
this thing, these
I mean-
guys. Everything was covered except this.
Well,
one
it
little
was. I
spot.
just missed the shot.
Well, even with this, we had one shot on it. It's not going to wipe out anything with 6 HE.
No, but one kill, 2 shock.
Maybe if you killed the leader or something,
Well,
could have been got lucky.
Not-
but,
yeah, it's it's just an attrition battle. If
he still had a double phase.
yeah, without the double phase, and if you'd have taken a couple dudes out,
Not the double phase.
we'd wound up in a firefight. You'd have been able to bring stuff up
Yep.
and put more pressure on me, and I'd have either
That's why the meat chopper swung around, and the original plan was to bring it right up in here, but then I can't see you until I get into the creek. And I rolled again badly to move it. So,
Yeah. Well, anyways, interesting game. I do like the 2 dice ending the game thing, and
Yeah.
meat chopper never even fired, but that's the way it
well,
goes.
the Germans have really delayed the Americans at Paderborn now.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is 2 times in a row now.
We're just gonna shell it.
Shelling. Call in the 155s and just call it a day, boys. All right. So anyway, check out our Patreon page. We got
Next time we'll bring out
a lot of other
105.
cool stuff on there, and then our Facebook group as well. Just normal stuff. And with that, we'll sign off. Say thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.